This is my summer custom banner tier list for anybody who hasn't locked in their selections yet. First of all, we have HYufine, a usable unit. She was kind of good because before this season of Consolation started, she was a must-have for the Perdition difficulty. But ever since they nerfed the Nightmare, so you get the same rewards for Nightmare and Perdition, she doesn't really need as much use in PvE anymore. For PvP, she's mainly used against stuff like Lulucar with Guide to a Decision, or stopping like a Zeo plus Teu ML Teu combo by reducing the amount of CR you lose. But other than that, she doesn't really see that much use outside of those things. And as for her artifact, this is a meme only artifact. Basically only her and ML Prayer can use this artifact. Even then, there are way better artifacts to use on them, and the stuns are just for the memes. Next up we have Summer Charlotte, who got buffed in the latest patch, which made her a decent Zeo bridge because when she dual attacks the Zeo, she pushes the whole team up by 20%. However, I don't think 20% is enough, and the damage from the S1 also isn't that great. And the fact that she does dual attacks and area of effect attack on her dual attack triggers so many beneficial effects from the enemy units that I don't think the damage is enough to make up for it. So usable tier for me, in my opinion. And for her artifact, I think it's just not a great artifact. The only person I see using this would be Mort, but even then, Holy Sacrifice is just way better. So yeah, don't really need this artifact. Next up we have Frida, who I think deserves to be our first strong unit. For me, she's mainly an AI PvP unit, so Guild War and AI Arena, and she's kind of niche in RTA, so she's only in strong because of her Guild War capabilities, especially if you have ML Luna, ML Ludwig, anything that soul burns, any opener that soul burns that can bridge your team, basically. But especially ML Luna and Ludwig, because those three basically cleave like so many defenses in Guild War effortlessly if your ML Luna is fast enough. So Frida's a strong unit for me. And as for her artifact, I don't think it's really required, but having one copy would be nice because I think Bird's Eye View is just a better artifact in 90% of cases. But in some niche scenarios, maybe this could be better, so I'll just put in one copy for now. Next up we have Seaseria, who I think belongs in the bottom of usable tier. She's just another niche cleave unit, so there's like way better options like 99% of the time. So kind of a meme if you pick her. Same thing with her artifact. Basically the only users of the artifact are Seaseria and Pirate Captain Flan. So, and they're not very good units, so if you're gonna use them, then you're pulling for this artifact for memes only. For me, it would be here, but if some people just want to use them, then they have to get this artifact because they're basically required on those two units, so it belongs in the meme only tier. I think Festive Eater is our first meta unit, which is just really good after her buffs. She is tanky because she scales off health. She does so much additional damage based on her HP for free. She self-cleanses, so she's really good against the newest ML5 unit, which is ML Tenebria, because only self-cleanses work against her skill 3. And she has an insane AoE defense break, strip, one turn silence, and that is like pretty crippling if you land those. So overall, I think a buff made her a really relevant unit in this meta. And as for her artifact, I think you only need one copy. It's a really good stat stick for effectiveness and has really nice bonus effect of stunning. It's like Abyssal Crown, but with extra effectiveness on it, basically. It's not guaranteed to stun, but it's still a really good artifact. So I'd say one copy is good enough. It's not one that you need like must have multiple copies of. So one copy tier. Next up we have Cerise, and unfortunately, even though she's my rep unit because of the skin, I put her in the needs buffs because she's only really used in the light expedition, and even there her value has really dropped because Wanderer Silk can do her job basically. So she's basically not relevant anywhere anymore unless you really want to use her for like expedition. So yeah, not a good unit. But her artifact, on the other hand, Guiding Light, is one of the best ranger artifacts in the game, even though it's fallen off a little bit recently, but it's still one of the best ranger artifacts, and having like 2 or 3 copies of this would be really, really nice. Units like ML Lua, Veronica, Lulucar usually goes Renewed Will, but if your Lulucar isn't that fast, like let's say like under 300 speed, then Guiding Light will offer her some protection because you'll be outsped by a lot. So yeah. Next up we have SSB. I think she belongs in the usable tier, maybe near the top. She's basically like a 4th, 5th pick against lots of AoE units, or let's say lots of fire units, or like even evasion units, because she can do additional damage without landing an attack using her artifact. And as for her artifact, it's a memes only artifact because if you have SSB, then you have her, then you have to pull this artifact. If you don't have SSB, then you don't need this artifact. So, and the fact that SSB isn't like an extremely strong meta unit, if she was, I'd put it here, but since she's not, memes only. Next up we have Lethe. I literally haven't seen anyone pick this unit ever in my whole E7 career. Basically, her gameplay mechanics is just way too slow for the current meta of E7, and she doesn't do anything. Even though she has 2 massive things going for her, everything else about her falls flat, so she definitely needs a buff. But her artifact, on the other hand, is extremely good on units like Alencia and ML Arya. Especially ML Arya, which is one of the most meta relevant heroes at this moment. So I'd say you only need 1 copy, especially if you have ML Arya. If you don't have an ML Arya, it's kind of a lower priority, but if you do, definitely at least 1 copy. And finally, we have Lulucar. She's either bottom of usable or top of needs buffs. I just put a needs buffs because she's basically a cleanser that passively cuts non-attack skills. But the thing is, there's already a cleanser called ML Arcades, and she cuts anything, any turn, not just non-attack skills. So, and she relies on resources, so focus cut or any resource cut in general just kind of makes this unit a lot worse again. So, not a really good unit. Wouldn't recommend pulling her for her itself, but her artifact, on the other hand, is extremely good. Recommend you get at least 2 to 3 copies, because basically any Soul Weaver cleanser uses this artifact because of the fact it lets you cut and cleanse your team, and also because of the massive amount of ER you get from this. It's like 30% of effect res, which is a massive amount, just a good stat stick on top of that. Very good artifact.